Here we go.
Hey.
Here we go.
Hey.
Here we go.
Hey.
Here we go. Here we go with someone who has impacted my life so much from the jump. We met at St. Edward's University, where she graduated with a bachelor's degree in biology. With that degree and her compassion for humanity, she pursued a nursing degree at Baylor University, and now she's working at the hospital of her dreams. And also, here we go with someone who I feel like is fam to me. I also met her at St. Edward's University, where she also obtained a bachelor's degree in biology, and she's now pursuing a career in computer science. When they're both not working, they live their best lives as dog moms, being goofy goobers, and giving me relationship advice that I, most of the time, don't really listen to. I love them both very much and wouldn't be the person I am without them, and my mom, of course. Maria and Ashley. Editing Alicia is back again. This time I started off bad. Just had to redo the whole intro, and they did saying their favorite songs at the moment, and I have added it to our Here We Go With Music Spotify playlist. So if you're on Spotify, please follow that playlist, and you'll see Ashley's favorite song, Yogo Gani or Yogo. I need to look at the song, but it's the latest song by Bad Bunny, and then Maria's song by Jasmine Sullivan, and then my song by Snow the Product. Right here, Maria is explaining her customer service experience, but yeah. Like I said, it's like a learning lesson, but it only goes up from here. I promise you. But the rest of the podcast is great. Thank you for sticking with me, and back into it.
It has to do with like when I as a nurse. I mean, I guess the business of healthcare can be related to customer service. Anyway, recently I had a patient who underwent a very drastic surgery. Pretty much they take a piece of the abdomen, so pretty much like baby fat, like literal like baby fat after you've had a child. They take that piece off and they apply it to your breast after a double mastectomy. So when they take off your breast related to breast cancer. So it's a pretty interesting surgery, and the patients are pretty complicated. They can have a lot of complications. But one of the patient's husbands that I had that day, he was really concerned about his wife. I understand. But this man, like, she was chilling. She obviously was pretty traumatized from the surgery, and rightly so. But the husband kept worrying about, like, the smallest little things. And this woman has diagnosed generalized anxiety. So the husband is in there, like, throwing up all these things that he's noticing, and she's like catching on to what he's saying. And so I had to pull him aside, and I had to tell him, like, look, he was worried about her throwing a blood clot, right? And obviously if you're throwing a blood clot, there's a lot of complications that can happen, stroke, heart attack, etc. And so he's in the room, like, saying all these things, like, oh, she's having the symptoms of blood clot, like, we need to get this addressed. And so she starts going into like a full-on anxiety attack because of this man, like, just throwing out things that he don't really know about. And so I had to pull him aside, and I had to tell him, like, yo, we need to tone it down when we're in the room. Like, I'm not going to go in there and be like, hey, you're bleeding out from this area. Like, we should be concerned. If you have something that you're worried about, you need to come to me, and I can get it addressed with the doctor. But we don't want to send her into, like, an anxiety attack if you don't need it. And this man blew up on me. He was like, that is my wife, and I should be able to address those issues. And here's the thing. I'm a very calm person. I really am. But once you put me into from A to B, when I'm at B, I'm a B. Like, I will knock your teeth out. And he was getting to the point where he was like starting to get in my face, and I had to take the deepest fucking breath. I swear I had 102% oxygen in my system. I was breathing in. I had to take the biggest fucking breath to tell this man, like, if you have an issue with what is going on, come and talk to me because you're going to keep her here in the hospital longer because she's going to have an anxiety attack. And then she might motherfucking have a blood clot or an aneurysm or something else because you stressing her out.
Yeah.
And finally, like, we came to a conclusion, but that was a really bad experience for me because I'm like, you gonna send me from professional to ghetto real fast if you don't get it together.
Right, coming at you like that for real.
That was my bad customer service experience. That's crazy.
That's crazy. What about you, Alo?
I feel like the most customer service experience that I've had has been like working front desk at Victory.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was. I mean, like working there, like it's great people, the environment, really good people and everything. But you know, sometimes patients can get really out there, like rude to the front desk and everything. But one experience that came to mind was when I had a patient throw a watch at me.
Someone threw a watch at you?
Yeah. Did you keep it?
Right. What kind of watch was it?
I don't even know, honestly. But no, he came in for, like, obviously I can't say like anything about him, but he just came in for his appointment. I told him how much it was going to be for his copay, and he was like, well, can I just pay it another time? I don't have my credit card with me. And I'm like, usually at that point we have to call our billing department and make sure that it's okay with them if we just put how much he owes on his account, and then for next time he comes in, he'll just pay that as well. Well, I called billing, and I guess this is something that he's done before, so they told me that if I could just let him know, like whenever he gets home, if he can just give us a call and pay over the phone. And so I just reiterated what the billing department told me to him, and you know, like you guys know me, I'm very calm. Like I just told him exactly what they said, and from there, like his mood just completely changed to, oh, you don't believe me that I'm gonna pay, blah blah blah, like this and that, and then he took off his watch and was like, here, you can even hold this while as like collateral or whatever that I'm gonna pay, and he just like kind of, it was more of a toss at me, but it landed like on my desk right in front of me, and I was just like, oh my, like he was just like yelling at me and everything aggressively. From that moment, my coworker who works front desk as well, she stood up because she was like overhearing everything, and grabbed his watch, gave it back, like slammed it back in front of him, and was like, sir, like that's not the appropriate way to like handle this, and she was just like that was very rude, and I'm gonna call our manager or like upper to handle this and whatever. So we called our I don't even know if he was our CEO, CFO, whatever. He came. He's a really tall dude, like 6 feet something. That's who we call whenever there's an issue like that. And he came in and just like asked us like what happened and talked to him and everything, but. Nah, that just escalated way too fast. And it was just like, it was just unnecessary. Yeah,
totally unnecessary.
And what really pissed me off is that then they go to like the doctor and everything, and they're just like the nicest people to them, you know, to the physicians, but so rude to the front desk, you know.
It translates somehow, like I don't know.
Yeah.
People don't get it.
They don't, but it's all good.
Still mad you didn't keep the watch though.
I think he said to them, this is a $300 watch or some shit like that when he threw it.
$300
or some shit like that.
Throw a $1,000 watch at least.
Give me that Rolex.
Rolly. I like blacked out most of my bad experiences, and I kind of already stated like most of my bad experiences, but one recently that I had in my current job. So I work in a lab, and we always get phone calls from either like nurses, like a charge nurse, or like the patients themselves, or even doctors. So this situation was a doctor had called the lab asking about a test result that he saw for a urine culture, and the result. So it's either they're positive for whatever, they're negative for whatever, or it's inconclusive. And so when it's inconclusive for us, we send it to CPL, another lab, so we can see what result they got. He calls all angry. First of all, it's like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock is way later than when our text leaves. He calls up, say like, hi, like I have a result for this patient and I don't understand what y'all mean by this. And we were like, what don't you understand about it? It says it's not like a set result and have like a it's basically saying like it's not solidified just yet. And so,
positive?
Huh?
Presumptive positive?
Yes, it was presumptive. Thank you. It was presumptive. And which means like most likely, yeah. But we're not sure. And so he called, he was like, what does this mean? And it's like it means what it says. Like it is. And I told him like we'll send it to the lab. We send it to CPL to make sure like what kind of result they get. And he was like, but it says this on this one, it says presumptive on this one. Which one is it, sir? We sent it to CPL. We will figure out by tomorrow what the result will be. He was like, this is ridiculous. Like, y'all should have more clear results. I need to talk to one of y'all techs. You don't know what you're talking about. Da da da. It's like, okay, well, it's after the text had already left. Come in or call before 4 p.m. and you'll be able to talk to him. And then he just hangs up. And I'm like, bro, like, bye. Like, can't help you. You don't have to be rude about it. And like, it says it in the result, presumptive. That should tell you something, you know. Hate people, man.
Yeah. I swear, I love working in healthcare, but there are people in healthcare who are like higher than thou. Like, I need this right now. And it's like, what string do you want me to pull to be able to have this done? Because I can't do it. Like, it's so frustrating.
I can only do so much. Yeah. There's like a lot of people like order tests but whoever's collecting the test, they'll put in the wrong thing, and so we're not able to test whatever we need to test. And so we have to call them like, hey, you have to redo this test, and they get upset about it. It was like, you should have put in the right culture form. Like, come on.
I remember that to me too. Yeah. Being a phlebotomist, that used to happen to me too.
Oh my god.
It's like, bro, I just did what you ordered.
Right.
You didn't order it. Like, how was I supposed to know you needed that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll get upset with lab when I send something down and they're like, hey, you didn't put a sticker on this. And I'm like, can I send down a sticker? And they'll be like, no. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, I know it's not your fault. I know it's not your fault, but still, I'm going to have to stick this person again.
Yeah. Or like, especially with the vaginal or rectal, like, things that you have to retrieve, you have to ask that patient to come back and get it.
Yeah.
Like, I still want to know how that conversation is whenever somebody's like, hey, like, we put in the wrong tube, so
you have to come back.
Yeah. So just want to like move on to like have like people get to know y'all and how y'all got to Austin and where you were born, how y'all grew up, whoever wants to go first.
Well, I came to Austin for school, St. Ed's. Yeah. Originally New York, Connecticut.
New York. She bugging.
She bugging, B.
She mad bugging.
She mad bugging, B.
Anyways.
She still got that accent, too.
That New York accent?
That New York, bull, hole.
Hole.
We're trying to say H-A-L-L. But we don't know what this
we don't know what she's saying.
Anyways. But I came here for school. I went to a Holy Cross school, which is affiliated with St. Ed's. Got a full scholarship to come here and was like, might as well, you know. I didn't have any student loans leaving college, so that's always a plus. And I mean, the weather here is fucking perfect. Sometimes.
Most times.
Most times.
What were you like as a kid?
I was quiet. I was very quiet as a kid. I'm still.
Yeah, you still are.
It just takes me a little bit to get out of my comfort zone. But as a kid, I was like super quiet. Very much tomboy, like I still am. I guess growing up with 2 older brothers, like you kind of just want to do everything they're doing. So they're playing video games, watching wrestling.
I always wanted to.
Yeah. You kind of just want to do that, you know. So then when it came to like doing what the norm, I guess, for young girls, like playing with dolls and like makeup and all that shit, I never got into that because I always just wanted to be with my brothers and just do what they were doing, you know.
My mom, she tried to get me to like play with dolls and stuff, and I'm like, no, this is not what I like to do.
Nah, I grew up with my mom wanting me to be more girly, always putting me in dresses that I didn't want to wear, buying me shoes that I didn't want to wear because I always wanted to wear sneakers, Jordans, Nikes, like whatever.
She still do that.
Yeah, she still
do
that. Not as much now, but yeah. I mean, y'all remember she used to send me like care packages with like 5 different dresses, high heels, jewelry, and all that shit, and I barely wore that. She didn't do it anymore because she realized that I wasn't really wearing the stuff she was sending me. So, but I was also a really picky eater when I was little.
Dang, it still translates.
Yeah. now I'm not that much. Like now I'm actually like, yeah, I'm actually like very willing to like try things before I just tell them. Like before I say I'm like not interested in it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I was growing up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you think you enjoy? Well, how long you were in New York?
Oh, that's the crazy thing. So I spent 9 years living in New York. From like I was born in New York, and then at age 9 was when we moved to Connecticut. And then I spent in Connecticut from 9 to 18, so that's another 9 years. And I'm going on 8 years in Austin.
Dang.
So we'll see if I surpass. Yeah, if I surpass the 9 years, or if I just leave after 9 years here too.
What has been your favorite so far, since you have like that equal amount of time?
From the 3,
yeah.
I like Austin better.
Okay.
New York, I love New York, exploring it and everything, but I don't think I'd be able to live there again, just because it's a huge city, and I'm not, like, it's, like, to enjoy, like, everything you can do there, like, it's so much, like, to visit, it's amazing, you know? But to live, like, I don't know if I could live in a big city like that again, you know? I like the smaller city life. I wouldn't say suburban either, just because, you know, I need some entertainment, you know? So I think that's why I like Austin so much, is just because it's a small city. There's a lot to do, but it's not too packed yet.
Yeah,
it's getting
growing.
there. That's probably what's gonna make me leave Austin. Is all the people coming here.
Yeah.
That's been cool though, growing up in New York.
Yeah.
What part of New York?
Manhattan, Washington Heights. All the Dominicans are, you know.
Hey. Dembo.
Tu sabes. And bodegas and everything. You know, you know that song? How you know that song? How you know that song?
It was on like a podcast, or no, not a podcast. This is a podcast. No, on Spotify. On the way back from when I was visiting my parents just now, it was called 4 a.m. Perreo. And I was like, what does that even mean? So I put it on literally the first song. And I'm in the car like, hey, I'm about to crash this car, yeah.
Bro, Dembo, like, is like the best music for exercise, for just like bringing your mood up. Just fucking put that shit on.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm down, I listen to something like that. It like forces you to get out of your head.
That's cool.
And then if you actually listen to the lyrics, you're just like, what the fuck am I listening to?
I know, it's dirty.
Dirty.
I'm a child of God. I don't know what age. I don't know what this is. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. It's time. Double my hair. So what are we talking about? Upbringing. Yeah.
You got a lot of moves.
You been everywhere.
Every single
West
move.
Coast, East Coast.
You hit every
Central.
season.
I've been lucky and unlucky to have moved a lot as a child. So I've been here at the same amount of time as these girls. 8 years, almost 9 years, whatever. I was born in California, San Diego, La Jolla.
La Jolla.
Representing
sea lions. Beautiful.
Just kidding. That's my eagle.
I was like, that's not a seagull.
I actually was in San Diego for 9 years too. Moved out of San Diego because my dad finished his PhD, but we also had some family events that happened, so we had to move to Tucson, Arizona, where my family is currently located. And we moved around a lot in Arizona. I can't even tell you the amount of schools I went to as a kid. Just going back and forth between classes. I don't think there was one point in my life where I went to 4 schools in a school year.
Oh God!
And I swear to God, during this time, they were teaching you how to read a clock. And so I never learned. I still. It'll take me a full 2 minutes.
What time is it?
I don't know. I'm not even gonna try it. It'll take me a full 2 minutes to look at a clock. You know, an analog. Look at it and be like, what, is it 7 p.m. and it's 1 a.m. in the morning? Anyway, I attribute it to that. So moved around a lot in Tucson. Then we moved to Vermont, right next to New York, following my father. Lived there for, I think, 2 years. And then I moved to West Texas, Alpine specifically.
Alpine!
So if you know where Marfa is, it's an hour or 30 minutes away from Alpine. Went there for high school, all of high school, freshman to senior year. And then I came here to Austin. And this is going to be the longest place I've ever lived in.
Really?
That's crazy.
Austin.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so it's been interesting.
How do you feel about that move?
That move?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like
staying here that long?
Staying here that long.
It's interesting. I do feel like because of my upbringing, I like sometimes there's a fire that gets lit under my ass, and I'm like, I want to move. Like I need to get out of here. Like I'm too used to it. Like I want to go somewhere else. And so I do feel like my upbringing kind of pushes me to do that. At the same time, I do want to be able to like create roots in a place, and I do feel like I've been able to do that here in Austin. So the idea of moving sometimes is scary because I'm like, wow, this is like literally the only place where I've been able to like plant my seed.
Yeah.
Plant my seed, and then now I'm gonna uproot my whole life and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
There's something exciting about that, but it's also kind of scary to think about.
Yeah, I feel like y'all done the most growing here, cause I guess I had a different upbringing in the sense that like I was sheltered like for most of my life. I didn't go nowhere. I always stayed in Houston. Like we traveled to other places, but it was just like a little vacation, whether it's like Louisiana or Florida. It was just like a little vacation. But like I grew up all of my 18 years in Houston, and I couldn't wait to go to St. Edward's and actually like experience stuff. And like I've grown a lot here. All the people I care about are here. I still care about people in Houston, but like most of the connections that I made for myself have been here in Austin.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've grown here. I don't think we had a choice.
Yeah.
We had to grow up here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We all moved from our family.
Yeah.
And we came here to a city where we knew nobody. So
literally,
we had to like grow up.
Yeah. And man, I am so grateful that we were in that fucking LLC.
Yeah, it made it a little easier. Yeah.
Heck yeah, it made it a lot. I mean, I feel like I was pretty outgoing then, like coming out of high school. I was pretty outgoing.
Yeah, you were.
And so, like, why are you laughing?
I think about all the shit in freshman year.
So I think I would have been okay making friends, but I'm glad. Like, it's almost like my friends were predetermined by the LLC, and I appreciate that, and I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
It was like a little family if you think about it too.
Mm-hmm.
At least like with the the group that we had there, and even like the whole LLC too. Even if we like didn't fully get along with someone or whatever, like we still had that connection. You know.
The LLC, for those listening in Europe, is a.
There is somebody listening in Germany.
What?
Yeah, I can see like people like on a
Wow.
map on like this other website, not Spotify, but like there's somebody listening in Germany. I don't know who it is.
Shout out. Germany.
Shout out to that one person in Germany.
To Germany. The LLC, coming back, is the living learning community that we all got into, where you live on the same floor as other people from like natural sciences majors. I think it also included math, but ain't nobody major in math.
Nobody major in math.
Not
Why?
on that
That
floor.
shit's hard.
Fuck that.
I didn't have to take math.
I know. This bitch got 5 on her AP because she didn't have to take no type of math.
No taking math. I was so sad though.
I used to have to take statistics.
I
I took calc.
Yeah.
I don't think I had to take
statistics.
stats.
I just had to take stat.
And I had some other type
That's
of
so
math.
hard to say.
Yeah, that's why I say just stats.
Statistics.
I can't say statistical or whatever. I can't say that either.
Statistical.
But I was gonna say, coming from like, I guess like my mom can be like very like, in a way, controlling over my life.
What do they call it? Helicopter parents?
Helicopter parent, is that what they call it?
I think so. Tiger mom.
But
extreme. Go ahead.
no, so I felt like I was a little sheltered in that aspect. Like I was very in that shell, I guess. And then when I came to Austin was when I like really was able to explore like who I really am outside of like what my mom wanted me to be. So I felt like, in Austin I definitely grew a lot. I learned how to be independent, like fully, because I was a little independent, like, you know, back then, because like growing up with a parent that doesn't really speak much English, you kind of have to be independent some way.
Yeah.
Like you don't have like
depend on each other.
Mm-hmm. You don't have like your parents to kind of like do everything for you. Like you have to, if you need to set up a doctor's appointment or whatever, you need to, you know, help your mom do that too, because she might not understand like certain things. But like independent as in like I had to learn how to do laundry. I had to, you know, like learn how to find everything here by myself. Make friends outside of Connecticut, because the only people I knew were back then in Connecticut and all that. But yeah, I definitely grew a lot here in Austin.
How did y'all like St. Ed's? Like, what was y'all experience like St. Ed's? Was it like something like y'all saw yourself? I mean, is it what you picture your college experience to be, or did you have like any expectations going into college or St. Ed's specifically?
We were talking about this yesterday, Ashley and I. When I was visiting UT when I first saw St. Ed's. My dad had taken me to UT to kind of like inspire me to apply there, and then he was like, let's just pass by this little school I heard about. It was St. Ed's, and it was beautiful to me. And later on they had this program where you would spend like a weekend with people who already live there. And so I spent like a weekend at St. Ed's before I applied, just to get a feel for it, which was a really cool program, and I think other schools should do.
I've never heard of it before. I did that. Really?
And it was so cool. I was like, wow, I want to be like these people. They were so open-minded, and I come from a family of educators, and so they were also very like liberal and open-minded.
Her
but
dad is an encyclopedia. He's read many
That
books.
library.
Library.
He is a library. But it was just so eye-opening, and I was like, I have the potential to like really bloom here as a person. And when I got to St. Ed's, I really thought I think I did. I think I grew a lot. I fell in love with biology, even though that shit was hard. And medicine and health. And so I do think I got what I wanted out of St. Ed's. The downside to it, coming from a family who does not have generational wealth or wealth in general, was I had to work. And the three of us worked. At one point I had 3 jobs, like just trying to, you know, make ends meet. And these girls did too. Like I think we all at one point had 2 to 3 jobs, trying to figure it out. And so that kind of took away from some of the, you know, college experience you're supposed to have. I remember a lot of times like not being able to go do things because if I wasn't at work I needed to study, and vice versa. I still had fun, but there was a lot of studying and a lot of working, unfortunately.
I chose the path of social life, and so I had no sleep, but I had a great social life and good grades.
But
this bitch.
She don't even have to study.
I would spend. So Ashley and I were roommates. We had opposite schedules. I would wake up early to study and do my thing, and this bitch, let's say biochemistry, for example. I will never forget. I would spend hours, y'all. Hours studying biochemistry. One of the tests that I took, y'all want to guess my grade? Go ahead, guess my grade.
I feel like it was a 40 or something.
Yeah, you told.
A 28. Oh! A 28 out of 100. 28 out of 100. And that was in a 28, 28. Y'all. You know what's sad about that? These were like 4-question tests with what's her name? Kopecki, whatever. Yeah. A 28. That means I got 3 questions wrong, 1 right. Maybe one of them was kind of right. Ashley, all she had to do was think of the word biochemistry, and she already had an A. She just had to think of the word biochemistry, and she already had an A. Me, on the other hand, I was writing the damn textbook, and I could not. I got a D in that class, bro. I got a D in that class.
I had a D in that class too, but I didn't have Kopecki. I had
the other one.
Healy.
Oh, he was cool.
Yeah.
A 28, y'all, out of 100.
Smart. Ashley's super smart. She's being humble right now.
Yeah.
She's being.
I just absorb information.
Yeah, I do not. I was sleeping between all them pages in that book, hoping to osmosis that information into my brain. Nope.
I would just like to say, too, for the record, Alicia thought I was dumb freshman year.
Oh my God. Okay.
Well.
My roommate. I don't even have to. Whenever so we were all living in the same suite. So like our rooms were connected by a shared restroom, and when both of them first came in, they like introduced themselves. Maria introduced both of them. And Ashley was just like standing there looking around while she was like, "Oh, my name is Maria. Oh, this is Ashley." Like, "Oh, okay." And then they walked on back over. And me and my roommate, I guess like we're on good terms now. Victoria, we were trying to guess like who's who. And we were like, who's the short, like thuggish one? Cause Maria, she came in all black, all black with the hood on. We were like, who's the thuggish one? I was like, I think she said her name was Maria. She's like, no, that's Ashley. I was like, nah, the other one, the mute one was with Ashley. That was Ashley. So, but I apologize. I made up for it. I apologize for it. Yep. You ain't gonna say that, huh?
Nah, she did.
But I did thought she was dumb and mute.
Yeah, and then I got an A in our bio class, and I proved myself.
She proved herself.
Yeah.
Golly.
That was crazy too.
Yeah.
But
that was with the bowl of sunshine.
Oh, I wasn't with y'all in that class.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
It was pretty much all of the L, or most of the L's.
Most of the
in that
L's,
class.
except for like 3 people.
Yeah.
That was a great class.
Yeah,
One of the best professors St. Ed's has.
Yeah, for sure. Is he still there? Did y'all see him? Did y'all see anybody?
No, we couldn't go into the building.
Oh.
It was locked.
Yeah, because of COVID. But Dr. Quinn, if you ever hear this,
If you ever
Shout out
listening,
Dr. Quinn.
Shout out Dr.
you're a
Quinn.
real one.
Keep planting soil with you.
I had my first and last class with him.
Oh dang!
Yeah, in St. Ed's.
That's you destined. You destined for something.
Dr. Quinn.
Destined for sunshine.
You destined. All right. So I have family here. I don't know if y'all really want to talk about like family and how do y'all enjoy y'all dynamic with y'all parents and
I feel like we all have like a
different relationship with our parents.
Different but same.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley and I were actually talking about this yesterday too. We were talking about the concept of having a familial foundation. And how the people that we have observed that have this like familial foundation have really thrived and have been really successful. And I'm not going to call out their names, but there's 2 people that we were discussing yesterday who are very close to their families. It's like they can literally say like, my parent is my best friend kind of thing, and so is my sibling. And we've noticed that they have really been able to thrive, and they're able to like pursue their passions and their like aspirations very confidently because they have this really good familial foundation. And that's not to say that we don't have good families and that we don't love our parents and that we aren't close to our parents, but it's more to say that there is a way to raise a child in this world, and I don't think we were raised that way. There's like different relationships that you can have with your parents, and the best example that I've seen has been with like these 2 people, and I'm sure there's more that I can think of, but these 2 people that come up, it's just incredible to think that it's a family foundation that really creates like a good outlook on their life. Yeah.
And it's not even talking about like with like 2 parents, like the like perfect family or whatever that you might be thinking of. It's because one of the people that we were talking about was raised by a single mother, but they have a very good relationship with their mom and the rest of their family, and they're just, you know, very disciplined, very focused on what they want. They have that passion, that drive, and you can tell like mentally they're very healthy in that.
And when you I guess like, what do you mean by a good outlook? What is a good outlook on life? Like, what do you, I guess, break that part down, define that?
To me, it means like they can do anything without having like hesitancy on what is going to be my next step or how am I going to get to the next step, because they know that their family is going to support them in every way possible. I'm talking financially, emotionally, physically. Like, they're going to like fully support them in that. And again, that's not to say that our families don't support us, but to me, it's like these parents went above and beyond for their kids, and it was so healthy for them that now they can pursue anything. I mean, these people that we're talking about, they're not anywhere near their family anymore.
But they still have that strong relationship.
And they still have that strong relationship, and they are not worried about like, where am I going to go next or how am I going to go next. They're just saying, that's where I'm going to go next.
Yep.
That is what I mean by a positive outlook. Like, these aspirations can be pursued without hesitancy.
Do you think that we do a good job as their kids with like trying to help our parents like learn how to love us, I guess, or teach them how to love us? Do we do a good job of doing that? Is it our responsibility to do that, or
no?
It shouldn't be, but I feel like at this point, in order to have that healthy relationship with our parents, we need to tell them what we need, you know? But it's really hard to do that, you know? It's like, I can't go to my mom and tell her like, hey, you need to stop doing this to me and start doing this, because sometimes I don't even know exactly what I need from her, you know? And I know she tries her hardest. Like, I love my mom. She's always been there for me, like supporting me and everything. But I guess like the way that she believes she needs to support me, it's not exactly like how I need it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, my parents, they like think like money. They always thought like money would be the way, and that's weird because like we didn't have like that much growing up, but they think like, oh, money will solve like anything. So let's like just try to accumulate this enough money to like buy a new toy or buy a new game or buy new clothes and stuff like that. But like all I wanted was like attention and like just to hang out with them, basically like get to know them. That's all I wanted. I'm still here. They do a good job of keeping me safe and all that stuff. But
I think for me, it's like a cultural thing too, but then not at the same time, because I think I'm Mexican, and my parents I'm like first generation in this country, so I was born here and raised here. And Mexicans typically you are raised in a family. You don't leave until you're married. You are very close knit. You want to stay close to your family. Like, you're not going to move to another state, another city, too far away. My parents were like, no, ma'am, you are going to go and you are going to do what you need to do. I left home earlier, and they were really open with me, like, going and doing whatever I needed to do. But in that, they gave me too much independence to where I almost didn't even rely on them anymore. And that's not really I saw a tweet the other day.
A very reliable source.
Twitter, 100%. It's as reliable as Wikipedia.
Okay.
It said hyper independence is a sign or a derivative of trauma. And I was like, that is so true. Hyper independence is a derivative of trauma. And it's true. If you want to if you are trying to be completely independent from everyone and everything, you have an issue with relying on other people.
Yep, that's me.
Stop
calling me out.
Called out. And I think because my parents were like, go and do your own thing, it kind of affected me in some way. And I'm still trying to figure it out, where I can't rely on them for certain things because I'm like, nah, like, you trusted me enough to get out and do whatever I needed to do. I'm not going to rely on you anymore. I got it. And so I think the other thing that I was going to mention is culturally too. It's hard to get things across to your parents. Like, they were raised really differently and in another country where things are completely different too. And so it's really hard on multiple barriers, like culturally, and I guess in the level of trust that they put in you is what I'm trying to get at.
It's crazy how, like, parenting can affect, like, children different ways too. Mm-hmm. Because if you look at, like, how I am right now, to how, like, my brothers are, like, I don't know exactly everything that's going on in my brothers' heads, but like, seeing, like, one of my brothers in medical school right now, like, he did that, he had that passion, that drive, everything. So the way I see it, like, he might have a better mental health than I do, and we were raised by the same mom, same way, so it's like, I feel like it also is just, it's hard for parents because they don't know how their parenting style might affect that child, if that's what they need or not,
Truly, there's no guidebook to all that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Why I don't want no motherfucking kids. I need instructions on everything, y'all. I can't have no kids.
I say, like, my mom has always done a better job than my dad. My dad, he's slowly now getting around. Like, the other day, like, when I came back from Houston, this was on Monday, I didn't text him as soon as I got here. I had got here like noon, and then he texted me at like 4:30. He's like, hey, like, you made it? I was like, oh yeah, I made it. I just didn't have time to. I was like, I'm at work, so I had to talk to you later. He was like, okay. He put TTYL. And I was like, and like me trying to, like, I guess, like, show that I recognized what he's trying to do. I was like, thanks for, like, checking up on me. And he was like, yeah, that's what family is meant to do, or something like that. And I didn't want to talk about it.
We're not gonna engage.
We ain't got to engage, but the fact that he's been trying, I'm trying to acknowledge that. Yeah. I'm trying to do a better job at that. And at this point, I just have to accept, like, whatever they're giving me now. Like, I've been doing it by myself for so long, I guess. That's how I feel now at this point. But my dad has definitely been doing better. And my mom has apologized for, like, because she's always put her job, because she owns a funeral home. And so, of course, like, she has to tend to it more than if it was, like, just an ordinary job. She apologized for, like, putting the job before me, my sister, and my brother. And so, like, I appreciate that she recognized that, and that it's been hurtful, especially to me and my sister, since we're a little bit older than my brother. So, do y'all see a change in y'all parents? I guess, I don't know if that comes with age as in them getting older, and, like, if you have siblings, like, y'all getting older.
I mean, my mom has backed off a lot, and
what?
Yeah, I mean, I guess after the plenty of arguments about why I didn't go to medical school or why I'm not doing this or why I'm not doing that. Like, she still, like, you know, puts her 2 cents, even though it's not really asked for, but she's, like, I guess, like, she's noticing that, like, putting all that pressure on me is not really helping. Mm-hmm. At least I hope that's what it is. But, yeah, I mean, she's still supportive of me, of, like, anytime I tell her, like, oh, I'm going to do this instead, it's kind of like she'll want to push back. Mm-hmm. But I guess, like, after a while, she'll kind of just realize that, okay, like, I'm, you know, still trying to figure it out and seeing, like, yeah, like, how I want my future to be. Like, all she really wants, and I know this is, like, all she really wants is for me to be successful and good so that if she's not there for me anymore, that I won't be in a spot where I still need her, you know? Mm-hmm. And, like, I get that, but she does put a lot of pressure on me sometimes that it's just, it can be a little overwhelming.
What about you, Emza? I know you had, like, a recent argument with your parents. I don't know if you want to disclose that, but you can summarize it, or...
I can kind of get the gist of why the argument occurred. Mm-hmm. To answer your question, I do not see changes in my parents. And I think that's the root of the issue with them, that I have with them, is that I'll agree to your point, Ashley. My dad backed off as well when I was like, I'm not going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing that. And he also just wanted me to be successful. Mm-hmm. He wanted me to, like, just be able to rely on myself, never rely on a man, kind of thing. You know, you got you kind of thing. Because of what I was talking about earlier, of them kind of like letting go of the reins and letting me kind of do whatever I wanted pretty early on and giving me all this independence, they kind of like forgot that I honestly feel like they forgot they had a kid. They forgot they had a kid, and that was a really big issue for me, because, like,
you're the only child?
I'm the only child. Yeah. I'm the only child. Let me say, it's not that I had 4 other siblings, right, you know, that they had to attend to. I had a dog who recently died, R.I.P. Yayo. You know, and I also think I just wanted, like, attention and, like, this, like, I wanted them to care for me. And when I left high school and when I left home, I realized, like, other people had that and I didn't. And I realized in that moment that I needed it. Because before I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, my parents kind of let me do whatever. I can do whatever I want. But then when I got to college and I noticed, like, parents kind of almost like being helicopter parents and always calling them and things like that, I was like, damn, I need that too. My parents have not changed in that sense. Recently, one of the topics that I brought up to my parents when we were arguing was, like, y'all never came and saw me in Austin. You lived how far away, and y'all didn't come and see me? Never sent me, like, a letter, never sent me a freaking care package. Like,
I know.
I was
got one.
I was
after
always
my 4
jealous.
years of being at St. Ed's, and you still get them.
Yeah, I have one coming in on Friday.
And that's
See?
So I was, you know, and it's not like, I'm not saying, like, that is all I needed, but it was just, like, an expression of, like, hey, I'm thinking about you, kind of thing. If I don't call my parents, we don't talk. If I don't go see my parents, I don't see them. I hadn't seen them since Thanksgiving, and I saw them last week. I hadn't seen them since Thanksgiving, and that's not because of COVID, because we all got vaccinated and shit.
Yeah.
It's because, like, they haven't put in the effort to come see me, and I, of course, have to take off work, have to schedule my schedule to go and drive 14 hours to go see them. And then one of the reasons why we were arguing was because of that. I mean, other things too, but they're just so set in their ways. And again, I think it might be cultural, where, like, you don't confront your parents and you don't tell them, like, this is what you're doing wrong. You don't do that.
Yeah. You don't tell a black woman either. Like,
yeah.
What you doing wrong.
But
she'll get defensive at first, but then she'll come around.
Yeah. No, but at some point, like, that needs to stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're people. Just because they're parents doesn't mean they're not people and they can't listen to you. They're people, so you need to call them out.
Yeah.
And you need to let them know, like, this is what I needed and this is what I need. This is what you lacked in and this is what I'm asking for, kind of thing. And the root of the argument, too, is, like, I'm telling you what I need and you not picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
Like, the first thing out their mouth is, like, arguments back. And I'm like, are you not listening to your only child telling you, come see me every once in a while?
Yeah.
What is there to argue about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is there to argue about that? They stubborn as fuck. And I guess I got that from them too, because we was just going back and forth, and finally I left because I was like, look, if I'm gonna be upset, I'm gonna be upset in my own space. I'm not gonna be in your house. I could be in my house being angry as fuck doing my laundry.
Aggressively folding.
Hell yeah, that's when I do my best laundry, when I'm angry. But family, y'all, I can't.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
You definitely have to, like I was saying the other day, it's like a form of growing pains.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to find a middle ground, and you can't force nobody to really do what you need them to do. You have to, like, give them time to reflect on it, and they'll decide when they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it, but just gotta, like, find a point where they can reciprocate, I guess. Yeah. It'll take a while.
Yeah.
My parents, my mom, she's already done it. My dad, he's doing it now.
That's good.
That's good.
Like the fact that they're willing to change for you, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's important.
And my brother had it so good. Like, he didn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do any of this stuff. It's just me and my sister, and it's, yeah.
But he's gonna have his own growing pains too, though.
Yeah, he is. He will. Is there any advice that y'all parents had? I want this is gonna be the last thing I'll talk about with the parents thing. Any advice, like, y'all parents have given you that you still carry with you?
Yeah.
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 Y'all want to share, like, what? They're making eye motions to each other, like, you go, no, you go.
One of the things that I guess, like, my mom has always wanted me to put myself first and never, like, rely on anybody else, like, as in, like, either a couple or just anything like that. Just one of the things that she'll tell me is, in Spanish, is primero tú, or primero yo, segundo yo, tercero yo, which means first me, second me, third me. And that's just, like, telling me to put myself first above, like, everything else, just because at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be taking care of yourself, you know? Like, she's not going to always be there to take care of me, and she didn't want me to, you know, get into a relationship and just depend on a guy or whatever to take care of me and to help me with everything. Because, I mean, with her, like, you know, raising 3 kids by herself as a single mother, I guess she just didn't want me to experience the same thing, you know? Mm-hmm. She was, the first time she got married, or actually the only time she got married, first time she got married. My bad. First time she got married, she was with my brother's dad. And when she got married, she was going to school to become an engineer in Dominican Republic. I think she only finished a year before she got married, and they decided to move to the States. And obviously, like, she can't just bring her education over here and, like, keep it going here, you know? So she had to drop her education to follow her newly wed husband or whatever to the States and kind of make a life for herself here. And then when she split with him, it was kind of like, you know, she was in this country by herself. She had to learn how to be able to, I mean, we lived in New York, so there are a lot of places speak Spanish there, you know? So at least, like, she didn't have that language barrier fully, but there was still a lot of things that she had to, like, pick up on and everything to be able to take care of my brothers.
Culture shock.
Yeah. So all in all, she doesn't want me to experience what she experienced, you know? She wants me to have a better life, and I think that's why she was always putting all that pressure. But yeah, that's something that I always think about, even though, like, I don't really do that, just because I feel like I still put other people above me. Mm-hmm. So I'm still working on it, but it's always, like, in the back of my head.
That's human instinct, though. You got to give yourself grace. it's human instinct, I think, at least for the good humans out there, to put other people above you. But yeah, she has a point. It's important to put yourself first. For me, my dad instilled in me that knowledge is power. And my dad is one of the smartest men I know, in a lot of ways. But I've taken, what he meant by knowledge is power is like, get your education, do what you got to do. Continue pursuing, like, always learn kind of thing. Every day is a day where you can learn something new. And I really, at least now, I just recently went through a breakup in January, I think. Or February, I don't remember. It was January.
I was still, like, in that stupid-ass townhouse in the empty-ass room.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
It was January.
Yep. And, and it takes moments like that. It was a hard breakup, and for me, anyway. It takes moments like that to, like, kind of push you into, like, first it's a worse state of mind, and then it's a better state of mind. So I took his words, knowledge is power, and I told myself, I need to do everything for myself from now on. Like, if you need something done, you get it done yourself. Don't be relying on nobody else. You know?
I say, don't rely on no nigga.
Period. Snap. Yeah, no, knowledge is power. And so I love learning. I'm a big learner. I love education and learning, but I'm also trying to learn things that you can do on a day-to-day basis. Like, for example, the other day, I'm proud of myself. I know you do this all the time, but I changed out my motherfucking headlight.
Yeah.
I watched the video and I got it done. I changed my windshield wipers, and I watched a whole ass video on how to change my own oil. And I'm planning on doing that myself this next time. And it's, it's the simple things like that. I'm not relying on nobody else, and I'm learning how to do something else. I don't want to just, like, learn, things that you can pick up in a textbook. I'm trying to learn about what you can do on the streets, like day-to-day kind of thing. And that's why I love to cook. And I love to cook because you can follow instructions and you're learning how to do things. But I also love learning about, like, how to be a better nurse, or how to, be a better public health servant kind of thing. But now I know how to change a motherfucking headlight. That right there is knowledge, and that's giving me more power. Now I'm not relying on nobody else to change out my damn headlight. And that's an analogy for life, baby girl. It really is. Like, you can do things yourself out there. Yeah, sure, you can rely on other people to do certain things sometimes. That's nice, because you can't do everything by yourself all the time. And you need to learn when you need to learn. You need to learn when to let go and let God. No, I'm just kidding. No, fuck that. You need to let go and allow yourself to be helped too. The other thing that my dad taught me is déjate amar. Let yourself be loved. Let yourself be loved. So knowledge is power. Y déjate amar.
And that's still putting yourself first too, like asking for help and letting yourself love, because you're allowing that to happen in your life.
Amen.
And, like, when you realize you need help, But speaking of that, I was listening to a podcast earlier today on my way to the gym, and it was talking about knowledge and how everything that you own, like if you own a house, if, like, your job, like, all, like, material things and just stuff like that can be taken away from you.
Amen.
But your knowledge, what you learn, that's in your head forever, For sure. And one of the questions that he had was, how much are you willing, like, if you wake up one day and that knowledge is gone, like, let's say you're nursing, everything you know about nursing is just gone, how much are you willing to pay or do to get that back? Like, I was like, damn, that's true,
That is true, though.
Period.
Per whatever that is. The two things that I get from each of my parents, one thing that my dad has taught me is to, like, there's always two ways to skin a cat, or more than one way to skin a cat. Meaning there's different ways of doing something. There's not, like, one singular pathway to a goal, like one similar way of doing something. Like, you can do it in your own way. Just make sure, like, it's the most efficient way of doing it. Do whatever you gotta do. That's one thing. That's why, like, whenever, like, something fails, I'm always trying something different, like a different way of, like, doing whatever. They can be good or bad. And then what my mom has taught me is, like,
she said it in like in a biblical way. We were talking about like the Bible and stuff, but she told me like if you want to learn for yourself what it means, you gotta read it yourself. Basically, like if you really want to, I guess it's like similar to like a knowledge is power thing. If you really want to figure out if it's true, if it's the best way of doing something, you gotta read for it yourself. You gotta go after it yourself. So that's the two things I still carry with me and still remember, and it's gotten me this far. The last thing I guess I want to get to, more like a lighter topic, our lives as dog moms. Talk about your dogs. What made you decide to get a dog, and yeah, the first time they came into the home, and yeah, whoever wants to go first.
I feel like you should go first because you got your dogs.
You got your dog first. That's a fact.
I did. Oh, baby. Ace and Mojo, shout out. If you're listening, you need to be doing your homework. No, Ace and Mojo, Lucia and I are Alicia, which y'all people call him.
It says Lucia on there.
It says Lucia on there, but I noticed like I don't introduce myself, and I don't know how to introduce myself on the way that I. Yeah.
This is Lucia the Sploosh.
I guess this is Lucia, and here we go.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay. Yeah. I'll implicate that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, but Luce or Maria calls me Luce. She has her friends call me Luce.
I forget her name is Alicia.
Time,
I think I've called you that like literally maybe 4 times.
In her phone, I'm Luce Alexander. Like that's my name. We'll go ahead, Enzo.
Luce was with me the day that I got my boys. I think we just went to.
We just went to look. I don't think
went
we were
to look.
On getting any dog, let alone 2.
Lord have mercy. Yeah, I saw them and I really liked them, and we sat.
We sat and played with them.
We sat and played with them, but the reason why we sat in that room, I don't know if you remember, is because there was a line to check out. There was like a line to pass the adoption stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't want anybody else to get them, so we sat in that room.
Basically.
Yeah, we sat in that room for 3 hours.
Jesus Christ.
And when we got up, when they called me to let me know, like, hey, you're up for like the adoption screening, they told me one of the dogs is about to be adopted, so you can only take the other one. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, what? Yeah. And then the guy was like, oh, never mind. They don't want him because he has heartworms. This is Ace. Problematic Ace.
Old man Ace.
Old man Ace, even though he's not the oldest one. They're twins.
Yeah, they were like, they don't want to take him because he has heartworm. And he was like, but they can only go as a pair. And in that moment, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take both. And they're brothers, they're littermates as they call it, which I do not like that term. I like the term brother. Yeah, so I got them that day, and my life has been chaos ever since. But they're honestly the best thing that could have happened to me in that time.
They fit your lifestyle too.
They fit my lifestyle. They're lazy as fuck, just like me. I don't work out. I don't do anything, and they don't like to do anything either. So it worked out. Oh yeah, so they're both border collie mixes. Did I say that right? Okay, border collie mixes. And they are, one of them is Ace. We call him Old Man Ace or Big Dick Ace because he got a big Ace. He got a big dick. I'm very proud of him. Yeah, he's if I could translate him into a human type, he would be like a British man who knows a lot and is lazy, who has a pipe and like very round glasses. He is so funny. He's incredibly lazy. He's very fat.
He's not that fat.
He is fatter.
He slimmed down a little bit.
He slimmed down, I guess.
We
but
call him Chocho sometimes.
Chocho for chorizo.
Like, choo-choo, Chocho.
Or chode dog. Yeah, he's a little chunky, but he's funny. They're not like border collies at all. They don't have the energy of a border collie. You don't got the same. Not even, bro. Yeah, he's starting to get old too. Mojo, on the other hand, is the dumb one. He's real silly, real clumsy. They're both really fast dogs. Anyway, I think that's not really important. I think the important thing is that I feel like animals are so life-saving. I feel like they got me through a lot of my low points. Especially, oh my god, especially recently. I thought I was gonna have to lose him and have to give him to my parents so I could move after this breakup, because I live with this man in a house, and I was gonna have to take him into like an apartment, and it was just gonna be. I thought it was gonna be a hassle, but no, they stayed with me, and sometimes I feel like they're my backbone. Keep me grounded for sure. And they're approved ESAs, emotional support animals.
Oh, okay.
They are prescribed to me now. So I think that's pretty cool. They're really good dogs. They have a lot of work that needs to be done with them, but they're really good dogs.
No. Like
my vibe.
So as you all heard, None is my dog. None, I got him. It was random. I woke up one morning and I was like just scrolling through Instagram, and I saw that the Austin Animal Shelter, they were having like this like pop-up kind of like a drive-through adoption thing at this I think it was a brewery maybe.
I don't know this story.
I don't know.
I don't know where you guys were.
You with Lindsay, right?
Yeah, I went with Lindsay.
Yeah.
But I saw that, and they were only gonna have like a few dogs there, obviously, because it was like a truck with like maybe like 6 kennels, and that's where they had all the pups. But I texted my friend Lindsay and was like, hey, you want to come like possibly adopt a dog with me? And she's like, sure. And I mean, I've gone to the animal shelter like a few times before, because I was already thinking about getting a dog for a while, and I just never came out with a dog like to adopt one. But this time we went, we were looking at all the dogs from the outside, and I saw None, and he was just like this cute. He wasn't even small either.
Yeah, he was.
But I like saw him. He's brindle. He's a greyhound mix, and I was like, I want him. And so they took him out of the kennel and let me play with him for a little bit. And the whole adoption process was super easy. It was a free adoption too. But yeah, like they let me take him home that day. And he was so like, he wasn't small, but he was small enough that I was still able to carry him like to the car. And I like sat him in my lap and everything, or in Lizzie's lap. But yeah, no,
big ass dog.
he's huge now. He's probably like 75, 80 pounds now.
Dang.
Because he got a little chubby, as you saw yesterday.
Dang, he a sausage, bro.
Really?
Yeah, he got a little chubby. It's because from going like from a house to an apartment, like they just don't. He doesn't run as much. He used to run in the backyard all the time, just going back and forth with the fence. Mm-hmm. I will say though, when I got him, I probably should not have gotten a dog.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree.
Yeah. I definitely got him in a time where I shouldn't have gotten a dog. I wasn't prepared for it. I thought I was, but I wasn't. Definitely wasn't responsible enough for it.
Her social life was prime, y'all. Yeah. Going out 4 days a week. How you do that? Tuesdays.
That was both of y'all though.
That was fun.
But yeah, no, like I was going out a lot. I think I was just like more focused on, my social life and just kind of enjoying my youth.
It was after we graduated, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the year we graduated. I got him in September. We had just graduated in May. But yeah, I just wanted a dog, and I got one. Definitely kind of just like at a whim. Mm-hmm. So even though I shouldn't have at that point, I'm glad I did, just because, like Maria said, like he's my backbone. He's my best friend. Like he's, super energetic and everything, very loving. The only like negative I have about him is just he's a little dog aggressive, but that's more on me too, because I need to train him.
And also, like, the dog that turned him like that, though, he was never like that. Mm. None was friendly.
Yeah, he was. I used to take him to dog parks. When he was a puppy, I used to take him to aquarium shores or auditorium shores?
I would always say aquarium shores.
That's what Christy calls it, is the aquarium. She did that on purpose now.
Auditorium shores, yeah. I used to take him to that dog park. And like he learned right away for me to, whenever I call him, just to come back to me. And yeah, he was a great dog. And one time I had him on the leash. I hadn't taken him off the leash yet, and there was a loose dog just came up to him and like started attacking him, like pretty much. And the owner had no control over her dog. And so ever since that's when he started getting leash aggressive. So whenever he would see a dog and he was on a leash, he would always like he started barking at them. ever since that point. And
Traumatized.
yeah, and I didn't know how to train him like out of it at that point. So I guess like from me not knowing how to handle the situation, he started becoming more aggressive towards dogs.
Yeah.
To the point now where I'm afraid to take him to a dog park because I don't know how he's gonna act.
Our nephews can't hang out.
Yeah, all the dogs don't hang out. Because Mocho and Ace are like that too now. I think Ace is just like, he doesn't want to fuck with other dogs. He's at that point in his life. I don't blame him. I'm almost there too. I don't blame him. Mojo,
He tried.
here's the thing. Ace is all talk. Mojo will walk the walk. Mojo will rip your ass apart if you let him.
I mean,
And
Nona and Mojo almost got into that.
Hell yeah.
Like, a couple times.
A couple times they almost got in a fight, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They was like, post up. Yeah, I know. If what's his name wouldn't have been here that one time, we would not have been able to break him up.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was similar to Orion and Nona's fight.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Yeah. So they don't
Me
hang
and
out.
Orion came home. That time.
I felt bad because I was supposed to take care of Orion. I was like, damn.
It's alright. It's all good. You know.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Yeah, but maybe we should do like social distance hanging out with them, where we're all like on different blankets, like really far away. We got like a fucking can and a string that we can talk to each other with.
Old school.
Old school style.
Oh.
Zoom at the park, all different parks.
For real. Yeah, everybody knows. Well, y'all be hearing my dogs. It's mainly Orion. Nyla be chilling. But Orion, I got him at a point where I had a really bad argument with a friend, and the last time I talked to that friend was the first day I met Orion, and he was like 5 months already neutered and everything. He was 30 pounds then. He's like 50 pounds now. He's a black-mouthed cur, and yeah, that's my homie. That's my fur homie. He's a really good dog. The only thing I wish he'll do is not run up to people, because he's been threatened to be killed like five times. And then I have Nyla, the same friend I'm talking about. She needed somebody to take care of her, and Nyla's like lab. She's a lab mixed with a pit bull. She about 40 pounds now. She 5 months old. We working on her. Shotty got attitude. We working on her.
She's a good dog.
She's a good dog. Like, she listens, and I'm glad she's food motivated, because Orion, he wasn't food motivated. He was more like, I guess, motion and prey motivated. So like toys and just listening, wanting to like actually like befriend me, helped us out. Nyla, she's like, I'm from the streets. I can do whatever I can do whatever. I can figure out a way. But we're getting there. But yeah, do y'all parents like the fact y'all have dogs, and like do they treat y'all dogs better than they treat y'all?
Bruh. I'm gonna just say this. My mom, when I first told her I got a dog, she was like, why? Like, why, get a dog? Like, that's more responsibility and all that stuff. My brothers call my dog ugly.
Oh, he's not ugly.
And my mom, for the longest time, too, because she knew he was a big dog, but she never met him. I moved to Connecticut for 2 months. Long story, not gonna get into that. And I brought Noni with me, obviously. We went on a road trip. And that's when my family met Noni for the first time. My mom fell in love with him. Absolutely adores him. Whenever she calls me, she asks about him. She'll say to give Noni her love before she even mentions my boyfriend. She'll whenever she sends her care packages, because she still sends them every now and then, she never forgets Noni. She puts treats, bones, whatever she can on there.
That's real.
But yeah, she just like loved how like tentative he was. Like he is like with people. Like he always wants to be around them. So whenever she was cooking, he laid down in the kitchen and he listens. You know, so if she would tell him to like he would be there for begging for food, but if she told him like no or like send him away, he would just lay down like at the edge of the kitchen or whatever and just kind of just be there with her. You know, she loved how excited he would get whenever we get home. But yeah, she adores him. Like absolutely adores him.
That's cute.
Yeah, my parents definitely like my dog is more than me, no doubt. My mom, when I was in nursing school at Baylor, it was a year program, so my mom took care of them, and it was really hard for her when I had to take them back. But yeah, this last time that I was there, when we pulled up, they usually like will open my door and like hug me immediately, like when I'm like in the car, like I'm trying to get out, and they're like be hugging me. Nope. This time around, they opened up the trunk and started hugging up on the dog. I was like, really? After 14 hours, my butt cheeks is stuck to these seats, and you over here trying to cuddle up with the dog. But they're loved. My parents definitely love them dogs.
Man, my mom is similar to Ashley's mom in the sense that she don't really like big dogs or like just really iffy about dogs in general. We had a dog growing up, but she was a small Pekingese. Like she wasn't gonna do nothing. She bit my cousin once, like took a big chunk of his butt one time. But like other than that, like she doesn't. You can kick her and she'll be fine. But no. I had told her like I got a dog. She was like, "Oh Lord." She was like, "Do you got everything for it?" Like she didn't really support it, but she supported it. And then I had told her I was coming home one time. It's gonna be my first time bringing Orion, and she was like, "Oh, okay. You got like his leash and his kennel, his cage." I was like, "Yeah, he's good." And you're like, "Okay." And she met Orion, and she was like, "Oh, he's really sweet." Like he's really nice. Like she was like, "Have he eaten yet?" Like when I already feed him and everything. And she's still like iffy with dogs the way that she pets him, but the fact that she pets him and still love on him is cute. And so I came home with him during the holidays, and she didn't like make a little food pack. Usually she'll make like either it's gumbo or like some kind of food package for me to last me for like a week. She didn't even do that. She like, okay, there's some turkey, here's some dressing. This is all for Orion. Like, take it home. My dad was the same way. He was like, hey, like I have some leftover enchilada pie that your aunt had made. Like, here, give this to him. Like, oh God. And she was like, hey, like you left his toys over here. You want me to send it to you? I was like, yeah, you can send it to me, I guess. And then she brings some more like snacks and stuff. And then again, this time I have Nyla, and it was mainly my dad that was really like making sure they were okay. But again, she was like, oh, like they both like they cute, and has she eaten? Has she have you took her outside? And my dad's like, you need to give them some treats, and so he gave me like some money to go buy them like biscuits and stuff. It's just been like that. Oh, like I got angry at her because she wasn't listening to me. Like I had let her off the leash, but she wasn't coming back. And so my dad understood that I had to discipline her, but my mom was like, "Don't kill Lily, don't like she's okay, like come here, baby, it's all right." Like trying to reach for her and everything. So like yeah, she, when she calls, like she asks about Orion and Nyla. She FaceTimed me, so she wants me to show them and stuff like that. So yeah, they definitely care about them a lot. They know. They refers to them as like her grand dogs. Where my grand dogs at? Where my grandbabies?
It's funny you said that, because I was gonna say, I wonder if that's a reflection of how they're gonna be as grandparents.
Maybe. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Which like I'm happy about it. There's something weird about like, not weird, but like there's something unique about that grandparent grandchild relationship.
Yeah. I already know when I have kids, I never gotta worry about their clothes.
Wow, that's a fact.
My mom's gonna be sending me like clothes. Like they're gonna be newborns, and she's already gonna be sending me a year old clothes for when they get older.
They had a whole closet.
Nope.
1 to 18.
A
fit for each year.
Yeah.
Damn.
That kid gonna be loved.
Yeah. That's gonna
Yeah,
be cute.
I think me too.
Yeah.
I ain't never gonna have kids, but
you say that
now.
You say that now, but I think you would.
we will see.
You'll be a good mom. I think so. Yeah.
Was that alright?
Yes, it was alright. And he be chilling.
I'm not even gonna lie. I thought that was me. I'm not gonna lie.
He be chilling.
It was like a fan or something.
No.
I thought that was me. I was like, I know I'm losing sense of my ass. I really am.
No, like, and he be chilling, right? But if it's like me or Nyla, he be like looking over, like, who did that? Like, why y'all farting? And want us to come smell it? Like, come on now.
Does he ever get scared with his own fart?
No, I don't think so.
Don't they will fart and he'll like.
Yo, Ace this morning, he farted so loud. I was like, this man got a grown man bubble.
That's
wild to
funny.
me.
All right. I could talk with y'all all day, but we gotta end it at some point. So I have like some quick random questions. Y'all can take turns on who answers them first, or y'all.
You go
It's
first.
like speed round.
Yeah, kind of like a speed round, something like that. All
You go
right.
first? Oh, we're gonna do it together?
Yeah, you like. I'm gonna say the question, and then you answer, and then
All right.
you
I need
answer,
to focus.
and then we go to the next question. You answer, and
Focus. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. What confuses you?
Health insurance.
Why is that the first
Right.
one?
I mean, yeah.
I was gonna say life.
I mean,
Health
yeah,
insurance
but
is confusing.
health considers it could. It
That's
could
one
be,
of the things I do not understand that I want to understand. Anyway.
You say life, Ashley?
Yeah.
Okay. Which moment in your life would you relive?
College.
Damn, I was gonna say that.
I mean,
Yeah. I
if you
feel
agree,
like
Childhood.
childhood.
First 9 years.
I would say my childhood too, just because I don't remember like
Me
part of
neither.
it.
Me neither.
I just don't remember.
I think I blacked a lot of it out.
There's
I'm not
barely
gonna
any
lie.
photos too.
We can talk about that
Yeah.
trauma.
All right. The last time you laughed hard, like deep belly laugh,
Oof.
you got a new set of abs.
I feel like I know your time.
What was that? I can't remember.
You gonna have to cut this out.
Oh.
You don't have to cut that
Oh
out.
god.
Yeah. That's. Oh my god. Yeah.
What about you, Is it
Uh,
the same moment for you?
No.
Oh.
Damn, I don't remember. I'm sure it was with y'all though, no doubt. Actually, you said some dumb shit yesterday that made me crack up.
What happened to that list of dumb shit I say?
It's in
You still
here.
have it?
Anyway, I'm sure it was sometime with y'all. I don't remember though.
Got you. When the last time you cried? Whether it was like a sad cry or like just a stress relief cry or.
Yesterday. Y'all, I really cried. I cried yesterday because I was sensitive, but I was watching America's Got Talent.
What?
And it was some taekwondo like team. And I really cried when they all got the yes. They got 4 yeses. I cried.
Oh dang.
But Boohoo cried like crying
Yeah.
on my way back from Arizona.
For me, it was on Friday because of anxiety.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. And then finally, this I guess it's gonna be a lengthy one, but what qualities does Ashley like about Ashley, and what qualities does Maria like about Maria?
That's a hard question.
What qualities that I like about myself?
Mm-hmm.
I like that I'm loyal,
Thanks.
chill. I'm trying to think of what else.
You take your time with it. We'll come back.
You want to name a couple? I'll name a couple.
This is introspective. Just kidding. I don't know if that's a word.
It's a word.
Yeah, that's a word.
Okay, but
I don't know if that you're using it right. But
Yeah, that's the
not.
part.
I love using big words and not knowing what the fuck they mean.
I look them up. Like, whenever I hear a big word, I look that shit up and then forget, like, 2 seconds later.
Yeah. My brain don't got the space for that, you know? I was thinking about this recently. I love the way that I love. I saw a tweet the other day again. It's one of my favorite tweets. Let me look it up. I just want to quote it appropriately.
Gotcha.
Follow me on Twitter.
What's your name? Maria Tortilla 0.
Okay. It's the only reason I believe in love is because of the way I love.
Hey.
Amen. Shout out at just_live77. She's the one that tweeted that. The only reason I believe in love is because of the way I love.
I agree with that heavily. With
Yeah.
you and like with all of us, really.
Yeah. I like that. I like the fact that I love to learn. It's stressful sometimes. I love the way that I think. That can be hella stressful for me. I have like 17 thoughts going on at the same time. Always in deep thought.
Creative though. Creative and witty.
I don't know, but sometimes it's too much. But I appreciate my brain for allowing me to think deeper than I need to sometimes, I guess. I'll say that one of my favorite qualities about Ashley.
Okay, go ahead.
As a Leo, I need to take over this conversation. I'm just kidding.
The big three. First of all, Maria doesn't agree with astrology.
I don't believe in the stars, y'all. I don't believe in the stars. Look, here's the thing. I will learn about astrology so I can talk about it with y'all. I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in anything. So.
What if someone calls you out for being a Leo without them knowing that you're a Leo? Would you start believing in it then?
No. No, because I do believe that I embody the, quote, Leo qualities of being, like, bossy or whatever the fuck.
I wouldn't say bossy.
But that's who I am. I don't know. I don't know. Just because I was born in the motherfucking summer, you know, in a certain time of the month, does not mean that
she's a
things.
Leo, Sun, Aries, Moon, Capricorn, Rising. If y'all couldn't tell, she got a lot of fire, but
fuego,
also like
fuego, fire.
Fuego, fire. So you can definitely tell that from everything y'all heard in this podcast. And then Ashley's is a Taurus Sun, which I don't know how I did that, but Taurus Sun, Libra Moon, and Capricorn Rising.
We got the same one?
You got the same one. Yeah.
What I mean?
Huh?
What's that mean?
I don't have the best. I don't know about Capricorn so well. I know like they're very.
My mom's Capricorn too.
They're very like have a certain way of doing stuff. They're organized in a way. And then they're very indecisive. That's all I know about Capricorn, but I don't know about. Yeah.
Anyway, I like to discuss these things. I think it's interesting.
I
how there's a whole community. I was gonna say, the qualities that I like about Ashley. She's incredibly trusting. So is Lush.
Yeah.
But there was one time in college that you like took something to the. You were like, I'm gonna take this to the grave with me, and you were not telling me. And I was like pressing you to tell me something, and you were not telling me because you were real loyal.
Real loyal like
that. I don't know what the fuck it was about, or who it was, or what the fuck.
Yeah,
but I was like, damn, that's real.
That's real.
Yeah.
And Lush, oh my god, Lush got the biggest heart in the whole world. To her demise many times.
Yeah.
Facts. I'm getting better with it. I'm learning boundaries.
Well, you're learning to understand your own heart. When you got a big heart like that, it's easy to just envelop everyone and do whatever you think is right for everybody else, without taking yourself into consideration. Yeah. I think you're learning that a little bit more, but you still got a ways to go.
Yeah, for sure.
And sometimes we got to tell you.
Yeah. Which I appreciate. That's why like I keep y'all around. Y'all tell me how it is, and y'all very honest with me, and yeah. I need that. I don't want yes people around me. I just want supportive and honest people around me. That's what I want. Yes people, they're just gonna tell me, and it can go bad real fast. But yeah, I'm glad I found family in y'all. I can talk about y'all all day. It'll be a whole list. Like, go right ahead.
There's a lot about me.
It's a lot of qualities that I enjoy about both of y'all.
I can see that.
But yeah, Maria is like, you're very considerate. Like, no matter who it is, like whether you're like the closest friend or like some random stranger, like she's very considerate and very like. I don't know if it's empathetic, but like can easily see like somebody's other side, whether she hates them or not. You know she does that with like the people I be involved with. Try to get both sides, but she still like got my back in a way.
Except for one person.
Yeah, it's okay. And with Ashley, like she's very loyal, like very calm, like very empathetic too, like seeing both sides, and so understanding, like very so like. Understanding is crazy.
You're a very good listener.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're a really good
very
listener.
good listener.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, damn, she's such a good listener. I wish I could be that person for you. Because you deserve, like, an Ashley when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm going to start crying.
Yeah. All right. We getting towards the end of it. Do y'all have anything y'all would like to promote? Anything y'all got going on? Like anything? Last words? Your butthole? Your butthole OnlyFans?
I got an OnlyFans. No, I don't. I do not have an OnlyFans. God, if I was, Lord, if I was just the slightest bit more confident, I would have an OnlyFans or be a stripper.
Show your feet.
You should, yeah. Just
my
so
feet. I got good feet.
Your sausage feet.
I got
your little bucket toe.
Don't be talking about my sausage, please. No. I do want to promote. I want to encourage, as someone who cannot donate blood, I want to encourage people to donate blood. Currently, we had a mass shooting here in Austin.
And one person actually passed away recently.
One person passed away.
I don't
but
know
there is a
that
national... Well, no, that other girl, she's paralyzed.
Really?
She's a single mother, 5 kids.
Paralyzed.
Paralyzed.
Dang, man.
The 2 that were like critically injured, the one passed away. He was visiting from out of town.
Damn.
Rest in peace.
He was 25.
25 years old.
Bad timing.
Yeah.
Wrong place.
You know when they were fighting? They were just
fighting?
going back and forth. It was like somebody... Y'all need to read the story.
Yeah.
It's wild. It was these kids, bro. 17 and 16-year-old. Fighting back and forth. One of them had shot the other one in Killeen the other day. They were both in Austin. So the 17-year-old was like, what up? Pull up. Like, you want to fight right now? They start shooting at each other.
And
hitting everybody else.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Dumb fucks, really.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me take that back. That is a failure of our society to these kids. 17 and 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Someone should have identified something failed those kids. Obviously, yeah, they had a lot to learn for themselves. When you're 15, 16, 17, like, you start to learn a little bit more about the world, what's good and bad.
Yeah.
But someone failed to acknowledge that these kids needed help, and that's what happened. And how the fuck did they get a gun?
Yeah.
Gun control, bro.
No, I mean, didn't they pass a law in Texas now that you don't even need a license to have?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna talk about it because I don't even know enough about it because I don't want to know about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm so tired of all these fucking guns where they don't need to fucking be. In the hands of kids, literally kids.
Yeah.
This 17-year-old is gonna be tried as an adult, yo. He's fucked.
Yeah.
He's fucked for the rest of his life
From
because the
a
minute
state.
he's gonna go into another problematic issue, which is like the prison system here in the United States and especially here in Texas, where it's not focused on rehabilitation and improving the lives of people. It's you're in these 4 walls and that's it.
Yeah.
And then
Anyway, I'm trying to say that please donate blood if you can. There is a national shortage. There's people that need blood, people who, aside from these mass shootings, people who need blood on a daily basis. And we have a shortage right now. And so if I could donate blood, I would, but I am not able to.
I'm not able to either because of my travel history.
I just need to not pass out. I need to get my iron up. I'm anemic, so I need to get my iron up. But, yeah, we'll definitely do that.
Yep.
Ashley, you have anything you want to promote?
I just want to say, I feel like Maria and I were talking about this yesterday, too. And it has to do with these kids too. It's just mental health, dude.
Yeah.
Like, just I feel like it's not stressed enough. I know now, like, people are stressed, like, just talking about it more, and it's becoming more of a conversation. But the fact that insurance is still, they don't, consider mental health as a big issue. Some of them don't even pay for psychiatrists or psychologists when needed. And the fact that kids, like Maria was saying, like 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, just going to like having like anxiety or depression or
early,
like
even finding ways to harm themselves too. It's tough.
Yeah. So it's important, like, for yourself, for your kids, just to focus on that and see, like, if you need help mentally. Like, it's not just about getting diagnosed with something. It's like sometimes you just need to take a mental health day, and that, like, once you start improving your mindset, I feel like everything goes along, like, in life, everything just kind of falls into place.
Yeah.
But the first step is really just improving that mindset.
For sure. All right. Well, that's the end. Thank y'all for coming. Enjoyed y'all as my guests. And y'all have a good one.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.